There are many teachings that Jesus gave us about being a servant and about having a heart to serve. Things such as, he says, be kindly affectionate one to another, preferring one to another. In other words, putting other people above yourself. He talks about business and about not being slothful in business. In other words, treating people in business with respect. And this is something that I believe with all of my heart, that people should be treated with respect. We should respect our fellow man, even if we don't necessarily agree with their lifestyle or anything else. That we should just respect one another. And when it comes to business dealings, we're just going to be honest. We're not going to try to trick anybody. We're not going to try to steal from one another. We're just going to treat each other with respect. And as the scripture teaches, I'm going to do unto them as I would desire that they would do unto me. He talks about being fervent in spirit and rejoicing in hope. And I believe these are traits that are very, very interesting for us to have in the aspect that people need to be able to find hope. And one of the great demands of the human spirit is to be able to have hope and to have purpose in life. If these things are present in our daily lives, then we will find ourselves fervent in spirit, because our spirits will rejoice, because that we know that we are walking in the footsteps of what Christ has established for us, and that we have found our eternal purpose as we live and dwell on this earth. And of course, that is to serve God and to serve our fellow man. He talks about having a heart of prayer and praying one for another. And we talked about this a couple of weeks here on the broadcast about how the scripture tells us that when Jesus saw the multitudes, he said he was moved with compassion for the multitudes, for the people. And that should be the desire of the servant's heart. People who love Jesus will love humanity, even when humanity is unlovely. And that's why I desire, or that I admire, so many of these parachurch ministries who minister to the prisoner, they minister to the homeless, they minister to all these people that oftentimes society would say, well, that's not very attractive. But to the person who truly loves humanity and has a calling to serve humanity, they don't see them as unlovely. They see them as people with great potential. And I just love that aspect of so many of the people that I have the privilege to interview on the radio broadcast. How that they're willing to just humble themselves and go to these places to serve humanity. Jesus talks about being a person who is hospitable, and you just love people. And you're just willing to just give and minister to their needs and bless them, that says, even them who would persecute you. These are tremendous teachings. They come from the very heart of the Lord himself. It's Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.